Zaldrizes Buzdaris Gosdau.
In this video, I'm going to give you 5 leaks that may or may not happen in House of the Dragon Season 1. The reason why I say may or may not happen, and most of the stuff that I'm about to say is kind of somewhat confirmed through what happens in the books and also leaked images that we've seen during the process of filming Season 1, but nothing is confirmed until it airs on our screens. Like, nothing is 100% certain until we're watching it as it's airing. Please, do me a massive favor and slap a like on this video. The like goal is going to be 420. And then also, this is the most crucial and important part. If you really enjoy my stuff, make sure you subscribe and turn your notifications on. That way you'll get an alert every single time I drop a video throughout the wait for the next episode of House of the Dragon, or as it's known on this channel, The Long Night. Okay, so the first thing that I want to mention, and remember, this is pretty much mostly confirmed. Like, we've got images of them doing it. We know what happens in the books. We know that they produce male heirs that are technically the princes of Dragonstone. Jacaerys is anyway. Rhaenyra will marry Laenor of House Valyria. The main reason why this marriage actually happens is because of how Corlys keeps getting spurned. More specifically, how Rhaenys, the queen who never was, has been skipped over multiple times. Viserys finally does something right and forces his daughter to marry Laenor, who is technically her cousin, who is technically his cousin, who they're technically super incestual, so their kids should, at the very least, have Valyrian features, and they don't. Okay, now this next leak gets a little bit more unbelievable. Daemon will have his wife, Rhea Royce, killed by the Faceless Men after stealing a dragon egg. Now, you're probably like, dude, he just gave that dragon egg back to Rhaenyra. Right, and I've actually made a theory. That dragon egg is Sunfyre. It was meant to go in Prince Balon's crib, but Prince Balon obviously died right after his mother, Aemma, so the king has a son now. Aegon II. Aegon II's dragon is Sunfyre. You're probably like, dude, that egg should be pink. It should be golden. Well, it is. It just hasn't quickened yet. So most dragon eggs probably start out as this black-green color. Then once they quicken, they turn into the color of their actual dragon. Debate me down below, or better yet, go and watch that video so that way you get my full thought on it. But I kind of believe this. Like, I sort of think that, Daemon picking up that egg out of the cloaca inside the caverns at Dragonstone, and then when he's confronted by that dragon, there's no way all of that has just been cut on the editing room floor and we're not going to see it on the show. So that's what makes me think that it is a possibility that Daemon will steal a dragon egg. Like, I don't think they're going to go the book route and have Mysaria actually pregnant with an actual dragon egg, and then, obviously a storm hits the ship, Daemon takes the dragon egg back, but ultimately Mysaria loses the child. I don't think they're going that route. I think Daemon will realize that he has to get rid of his wife, Rhea Royce. We've seen images of her. I'm showing you right here. She looks like she's a toughened warrior, so Daemon realizes that the only way to get her killed and have no connection to it is by hiring a Faceless Men. And Faceless Men specifically want prices that are a dire toll on the person who's enlisting their services. If Daemon gets caught stealing this dragon egg, even though he just gave that one back to Rhaenyra, it probably could mean death. Potentially, Daemon is risking his entire livelihood to steal this egg, and that's a good price for the Faceless Men. But I'm going to move on because I'm spending too much time defending that leak, and it could be a load of bullshit. I just really, really like that idea, even though it doesn't happen in the books. It technically happens somewhat in the main series, at least a lot of people think so, and this could be a way of paying homage to that since it was left out of the main show from Ryan Condal and Miguel Sapochnik, who is, just been recently announced that he's going to be leaving the show, and we're going to have someone named Alan come in for season 2. Okay, now the next plot leak, part of the plot that has leaked, is Vhagar will take Laena and Daemon to an Old Valyrian outpost. Vhagar has been around since before the conquering of Westeros. It's probably around during the Doom of Valyria, so Vhagar will remember the way and take Laena and Daemon to a Valyrian outpost after they go to Pentos. Now, we've seen pictures of the actor Matt Smith and the actress who's playing the adult version of Laena. We've seen them filming out at this crazy looking outpost. It could be Pentos, but it could potentially be this. Now, this person sent me this leaked information through the DMs over on Twitter. Speaking of which, make sure you go follow me at Sir_Hunts. If I can reach 3,000 followers on Twitter, I may just dye my hair like Targaryen colors. You know what? No. Let me renix that. If I can re-hit 100,000 here on YouTube, 100,000, as soon as I hit that, If we do it in this season by, let's say, episode 7, I will for sure dye my hair to look exactly like Daenerys Targaryen on the Game of Thrones TV show. And I have a lot of hair, so that's a big commitment. But yeah, this leaker goes on to say that apparently Daemon and Laenor will have sex on a dragon, and after they have sex with the ruins of Old Valyria in the sunset, Daemon will apparently discover a scroll while like rummaging around through the ruins of the Valyrian fortress, and that scroll will have Valyrian writing on it. And apparently that will play a role in the later season of this show. Last couple things that were sent to me through the DMs that I wanted to compile for this video is that Alice Rivers will be played by Elizabeth Olsen. Now, that's a load of bullshit. That is completely false. Don't even take that with a grain of salt because it's nonsense. Although it is kind of funny that Elizabeth Olsen was just announced to be, playing a role supposedly in season 2. That's probably why that person sent me the leak. If you all think Elizabeth Olsen, who's an American, can do a good British accent to play a character known as Alice Rivers, who's basically kind of like a woods witch, but not really. She's far older than she actually is. She's basically a Melisandre. Like, there's this relationship very similar with Alice Rivers and Aemon One-Eye that there is with Stannis and Melisandre. Very similar. Right, and the last thing I want to mention for this video, and I mentioned it in literally every leaked video leading up to the show and then after it's actually started, is that the very end of this season will end with the dance over Shipbreaker Bay. In the final scene, in one of the final scenes, Rhaenyra finds out, but then ultimately, the cold close or whatever, the scene that plays after the credits, because it's a very emotional episode, like obviously we've got the death of Viserys, we will see Jacaerys, her other heir, arriving in Winterfell. And that'd be pretty cool, because the last time we saw dragons above Winterfell was in Game of Thrones Season 8. I want to thank you all so much for watching. Please do me that favor and slap a like on this video. The like goal is going to be 420. And then also make sure you subscribe and have your notifications turned on. Big shout out to every single member of my Patreon family over on patreon.com/HuntReviews. And thank you for watching. Along night and so Trizas Buzdari Ixos Daor.